Welcome, everyone. We are so excited to have you join us today. We are very lucky to have Cecilia Meggs from Lighthouse Ministries join us today for a deep dive and conversation to learn more about how they are supporting and serving their community through their Family Resource Center. Cecilia, would you like to introduce yourself to the folks that are listening in today to learn more?
Well, hello, I am Cecilia Meggs. I work for Lighthouse Ministries, which is in Florence, South Carolina. I am currently the executive director. I've been the executive director for about 15 years. And the main thing I want to tell a little bit about myself is, even though I'm the executive director, it's a team effort here. So I'm a team member is what I like to say, and excited to be here and talk about the Family Resource Centers.
We're lucky to have you. Cecilia, could you share with us, what does the Family Resource Center mean to your community?
Okay, well, especially now in our community, and I think throughout the communities throughout the state or even the country, families are really struggling in a lot of different ways. It could be mentally, it could be financially, it could just be they don't know where to turn. And our organization, along with other family resource centers throughout the state, give them a resource to turn to, for no other reason, just to find out what is available in the community, or what they can do to get through whatever situation they may be in. So that, to me, is really what I think is important, especially now.
Absolutely. And when you say that, I really think of like the purpose, right? Of the reason why you guys are so much embedded into your community. And you spoke about how families are just struggling, right, in terms of finding those resources, and that you guys have them where you can support. So can you share with us a little bit about what those resources or services look like that you're able to offer families?
So our main mission is basic needs. You know, you have, and a family could be an individual, the way we look at it, or it could be a grandparent with children, or a mother with children, or a father with children. A family could be a lot of different, it could look a lot of different ways. But our main mission is to ensure that those families have their basic needs, you know, have them met, because they need a roof over their head. They need us to be safely housed, have utilities on, have water to take baths, to brush their teeth. So we want to make sure they have their basic needs. And that's our first and foremost reason that we provide services to the community. So our main mission is basic needs. Take care of that initial crisis that family is going through, or the need that family has. And after many years of providing that, we realized that, unfortunately, the majority of families we were serving were mothers with small children, or grandmothers raising their children. And we felt like they needed additional resources to be able to raise their children in a safe and healthy environment. So because of that, we started our Working Mothers Education Support Program, which is a child abuse and neglect prevention, child abuse and neglect program for families with children ages 0 to 5. Then we started the Strengthening Families program, hosting those nights, and that is for families with children ages 6 or 11. So we thought that was a good fit. So then we were helping families with children ages 0 to 11. And just recently, we picked up the Triple P. So we're going to be providing those services for families with children up to age 16. So it's the basic needs, and then it's those additional resources for families with children. We also have, we also provide ramps for individuals or families who do not have the resources to enter and exit their home safely. So we work with volunteers in the community and provide ramps. And then we are part of a community event called the First Friday Services Connect, which Lighthouse, along with about 28 other agencies in the community, come together once a month and provide services at one place. So it helps a lot of people so they don't have to go from agency to agency to agency. They can show up that one day a month and get services that one day with multiple organizations.
How collaborative, is that
Yeah.
already, that you're having an event and you're working alongside others in the community to support families and
Yes.
children? That's amazing. For those events, are they held at the same location or does it change month after month?
So for the First Friday is held at one specific location. We have every First Friday at the same location, same time, so that it's consistent. So the community knows, okay, every First Friday I can show up and get all these additional resources.
Wonderful. How can families get connected to that resource in that event?
They just show up. When you say connected, you mean how do they hear about it?
Yeah, how do they find out where the location is or the time that it's being offered?
Okay, so we have the 28 agencies disperse that information to all their clientele. It is also on our website, is in the resource. We have a resource guide. And anytime we go out in the community, we discuss it. So it is a specific every First Friday. It is from 9 to 11 at First Baptist Church. And so it's the same consistent thing every month. And we've been doing that since 2012.
Wow. So this is a very long-standing event that is being held every month.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And so you mentioned a lot of resources and services and even programs that you guys are offering, and also within that collaborative space. And another piece of that collaborative space is the outstanding or long-standing partnership that Children's Trust has with Lighthouse Ministries. Could you share with us a little bit about what that partnership means to you, and also what it means to be a network member of the South Carolina Family Support Network?
Okay. So this partnership with Children's Trust it's just honestly at this point instrumental for us to continue to grow and provide services to the community. Children's Trust and Lighthouse Ministries have partnered, I believe, since about 2007. With their guidance, we were able to actually get our Working Mothers Education and Support Program up and running, and actually gave us the ability to help us walk through how to work that program so that it was a better fit for the families, not necessarily a better fit for Lighthouse Ministries, because we're here to serve the families, but how to better serve those families and reduce the barriers and gear it towards what the families needed versus what we thought they needed. So Children's Trust from the very beginning has helped us through building capacity in our organization, through collaborating with other agencies throughout the state, to understanding and working with best practices. So that partnership has been huge. And then over the years, it's given us an opportunity to expand on additional programs and to hear what other organizations throughout the state are doing and how they're running their programs. And the family, being a part of the Family Resource Network was just a gimme, because we don't say in the community Lighthouse Ministries, the Family Resource Center, of Florence, but we are a family resource center. We have always been one, whether we labeled ourselves or not, because that's what we're here for, is the families, and we provide multiple resources and try to connect them to the resources they need so that they can keep their safely housed and get the resources they need to raise their children in a healthy environment.
Yes, absolutely. And you have been the executive director for many years. So how would you say that the Family Resource Center has evolved, or how has Lighthouse Ministries evolved over that time to meet those community needs?
Yeah. So again, it really has evolved from, I feel it has evolved from, okay, this is what we want to do, and this is what we think the families need or want, versus we see a need in the community, and how can we help the families get what they need? Not necessarily us always providing it, but what organizations in the community can actually support those families, and then being able to connect them to those resources.
Would you say that those community events, the first Fridays, is a big piece of that puzzle?
It is. It actually started, I think, all the organizations realizing that they need to work together in order to provide the families, because the majority of families we serve, and I'm sure everybody else in throughout the state serve, have multiple needs. There's not they don't normally come in and say, I need this one thing. They normally come in, and when you start peeling away those layers, you realize, well, this is actually a bigger need than what you came in for. And let's see if we can't connect you so that you can get through that and then help those children thrive.
So, like, in what ways has your center, like, what are the differences of how you used to serve families to what you see now and how you're currently? Yeah.
So to kind of, I'm a visual person. So to kind of visualize how Lighthouse was run years ago is, again, we were just focusing on basic needs. We would see the family one time, help them with that immediate need, and then never have any follow-up or connection with them going forward. Okay, until they may possibly down the road need that specific basic need again. Lighthouse Ministries has evolved over, we still want to assist with that basic need, but now we have the 3 additional programs and the staff that if that family would like additional resources, we can actually work with them up to 6 months, keeping, involved with them, walking them through whatever their family crisis is and what they need, giving them the programs and the additional resources. And then on top of that, if you're spending that additional time with them, you then have an opportunity to learn more about the family, and they may be open to say there may be additional things that is going on that they need help with, and we can connect them with other organizations in the community when we find that out, versus just that one-time initial, okay, here we go, we're helping you, thank you, and we'll see you later. We are now able to walk those families through whatever they're going through at this time.
I think that's a beautiful, all-encompassing approach when you think of really wanting to support a family where they are, and basically walking that step, alongside them as they are coming in maybe for that basic need, but then getting further connected. Like, you're building those relationships and wanting them to know that they have a community of support. I just think that's beautiful how you've described that evolution of Lighthouse Ministries, and just recognizing that not just that one-time touch, but it's walking alongside them. So I love that. Thanks for sharing. All right. Could you share with us how you all are currently engaging with parents and caregivers, and what that looks like for Lighthouse Ministries?
Okay. Well, so usually the initial contact is either by phone or by them walking in or them needing that assistance. But what we've really been trying to do is get more out in the community and being a part of community events. We have different organizations that we are members of or partnering with. And anytime they have an event, we like to try to be there, attend it, so that if the families are coming to these events, that we can talk to them and, let them know what's going on, what we're doing, giving them information about the services that we provide. That is one way that we're trying to connect with the families. Of course, we have social media, we have our website, we're on SC Parents, we have all of that, but we're really trying to get out in the community more, and not with Lighthouse events, but with other organizations and community events. And then we're members of different groups in the community. We have something called the Mayor's Youth Initiative in Florence that we're members of, that we meet with other organizations that serve youth, and we do events with them. We're with the we attend the McLeod Family Partnership meetings. We're part of that and try to get involved with them. So we're trying to meet families in different avenues versus just go to our website or give us a call.
Absolutely. Do you all offer like parent support groups, or do you have a parent support program that you guys utilize when you're engaging with parents and caregivers?
So we just got the Triple P. Would you consider that one of those?
Yeah, okay. You can speak. Could you speak to a little bit about how you all are looking forward to implementing the Triple P program for your community and further getting engagement with parents and caregivers?
Yeah. So recently we were awarded the Triple P grant, and a couple of things I was excited about. Number one is I didn't realize that program is not even being offered in Florence County. So we are going to be the only agency providing that in our area. And number two, the team members that have gone to a couple of trainings and seminars and all came back so excited. I mean, they were really very excited. And one of the questions I asked them was, okay, so this is another program, this is another resource for the family, this is great, but how is it going to help us with what we're currently doing? Is it going to help us? Is it going to give us those additional understanding or ways to communicate or ways to help families? And they both said yes, very much so. It's going to actually help them run the other programs that we currently have. So that's what I was excited about in starting that up soon.
Yes, absolutely. All right, so Lighthouse Ministries opened up in 1996, and so you guys have been serving the community for many years, and you've already spoken a lot about how it has evolved over time and how you have been able to bridge those connections with families based off of those needs. Could you share with us what advice would you give to a community or to individuals that are very interested in opening a family resource center in their community?
First, I would give them the advice to see what is already in the community, because what you don't want to do is duplicate efforts. There are not enough resources in anybody's community to do that, whether it be team members or financial. Second, if you see the need in the community to start a family resource center, I recommend you start out slowly. To speak with other organizations that have done it to see what best practices have come across, what they have found, and then also see what the need is in your community, because what Florence needs may not necessarily be what another community might need. It's really based on the families you're serving versus based on what you think the families need.
Mm.
And of course, getting the right people on board, the right team members, people that have the experience or at least the knowledge of what is going on in the community and help you start that process. And then once you get that going, the standards of quality are a great way to keep you in check.
Mm.
And to ensure that you're providing quality programs.
Absolutely. And that standards of quality, that is a training that Children's Trust offers twice a year. And so would you say that getting connected to that training and utilizing those supports has really helped in that thinking process of where Lighthouse Ministry currently serves and maybe vision for the future of service?
Yes, it gives you an opportunity to think, okay, this is where I am. Wow, these are all the ways that we could expand, but how do I get from A to Z? It kind of helps you walk through that process and not get too overwhelmed.
Absolutely. And it helps on that continuum, right, of wanting to meet some high quality services and supports. And I think too, it's a great tool that we utilize for the network and
Yes.
thinking of how can we as a network have a better South Carolina for all children and families. So I love that you shared that. All right. So how can the community support the work that you all are doing? How can they get involved?
Well, we are a volunteer-based organization. So we're always looking for people who are passionate to help families or work with families or walk along with families. So coming and seeing what we're doing. And if you have the passion or the time to volunteer with us, be an advocate for families and an advocate for Lighthouse Ministries, understanding the services that we provide so that if you're out in the community, you can say, oh, well, Lighthouse Ministries does this, or, you know, you may want to check this out if you need these services. And then just giving us feedback as to constructive feedback as to how we're doing. You know, I am always open to listening to ask how we're doing and do we need to work on it, you know, look at a different or better way to serve the families.
If someone was interested in volunteering, what would those next steps look like?
Give us a call, and what we normally do is sit down and talk with them, let them know what we do, and then kind of get a feel for what they are interested in doing. There's multiple volunteer opportunities with us here.
Awesome. Right. Okay. I have a personal question for you, Miss Cecilia. How are you a champion for children?
Gosh. Well, it's interesting because, you know, I'll be at the grocery store and I'll see a mom struggling the other day, struggling with 3 children. And I know that and you can see it in her face. And you can see it in the kids. The kids are tired and she is tired and she's struggling. And when I see that, I think, you know, gosh, she would love and so much to be in our Strengthening Families program. This would be so helpful for her. And over the years working here, I never even thought that we would be providing programs like we are, honestly. And it's been so eye-opening for me to see the difference that families go through. Does that make sense? Kind of they're from the beginning to end. And to know that we're providing those to the community, I'm proud of that. So when I see a mother like that, I want to say, oh, we got this program. And I think it'd be so helpful, here's this. I don't do that. I usually just smile and talk to her, and if she needs anything, I help her. But if she's open to talking to me, I will. But I'll never forget when my daughter was younger, somebody would come to me and she'd go, oh no, here we go. Because I would spend 30 minutes talking to the person to ask them, what do you need? How can we help? But so really, I think Lighthouse Ministries is a champion for children, and I'm just a part of that. Is that I'm going a long way around to answer this question.
Nope, you're doing great. How would you then say that Lighthouse Ministries is a champion for children and you're a piece of that?
Yeah. Well, Lighthouse Ministries is the people. We got a building, but that's not what it's about. It's the people. It's from the people that answer the phone to the people that take out the trash to the people that have direct contact with the family. And as a group, everybody in this organization wants better for whomever walks through that door. And I think that is how we're champions for families.
Yeah. Because it's a team.
Yes.
Yeah. It's beautiful. If the community is interested in getting further connected with Lighthouse, where can they find you? Do you all have social media platforms? What does that look like?
Yes, we have a website. We have a wonderful team member who takes care of all our marketing, social media, and all that. So we have Instagram, we have Facebook. Give us a call, email us. Lots of different ways to get in touch with us. And we're on other platforms, like I said, with SC Pants and Alignability, we're United Way, 211, all different ways.
Great. So you're accessible to the community.
Yes.
Wonderful. What does the office hours look like? Are individuals able to come during the day, nights
so
or weekends?
Our specific hours are 8:30 to 5 Monday through Thursday and 9 to 1 on Friday. Of course, our programs are outside of those hours, but that's our main hours.
Very good. All right. Is there anything else that you'd like to share with us that we have not been able to discuss during this conversation?
Only that being a part of a network, a organized network, is only beneficial for the individual and the organization. I mean, it's always good to have other points of view and other organizations or agencies to see what other communities provide. So being part of the network is only beneficial to the individual attending it, but also to the organization.
Wonderful. Well, I really do appreciate you spending this time with me as we were able to learn more about the work that Lighthouse Ministries is doing for the community of Florence, South Carolina. And I appreciate you just sharing a lot about what the team has been doing and continues to do. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.